Now, what on earth is this? If you didn't know, let me know in the comments straight up. Now, as always with Turf and Tools, I'm going to show you some real-time footage of this thing working, so make sure you watch after me having a chat about this thing. But this is the Atom Lawn Edger. This is actually the battery version. There's definitely more than one way to skin a cat, and there's more than one way to edge a lawn. Now, while you see a lot of videos of me line trimming edges, I do that because they're satisfying to watch and satisfying to do, but there's no denying, I don't care how good you are with the string, you cannot beat a straight metal blade like that when it comes to getting the crispiest, straightest edges around. If you're not very confident with a line trimmer or you have a lot of edging at home, this is potentially the perfect thing for you. They also have a range of petrol models and professional models. If you see any of your councils doing edges, more than likely you'll see them using one of the red petrol professional models because they are a well-built machine made here in Australia. Personally, I'm a pretty big fan of these things. As you can see, this one has done its share of work. This is my professional model with a 35cc Honda engine on it. I did buy that unit myself, but I did ask Adam to send this one out to Turf and Tools so I can show you guys, because as I said, it is a domestic unit. So what do you get? You get this machine that is a 58 volt machine. It's got a 900 watt motor. You can buy it as a skin only, meaning you've got to buy a battery and charger on top, or as a kit with a 2.5 amp hour battery or a 5 amp hour battery, which we have here. And as always with battery stuff, it's just plug and play. Extremely quick to get going and to use. Now, I know a lot of you may have seen some stick edges out there where you sort of run it along your side. Being twisted like that can be a little bit hard on your back if you're doing a lot of edging. Very odd looking contraption, but this is how you're running it. You're looking straight down the line of the edge. Now, there's no adjustability in the handlebars, but for me, it's a good height. And then it's as simple as just running straight through the edge like that. It's a very simple tool. You almost can't go wrong with it. Now, it does have cross blades, so it is quite effective at cutting through those edges. They do have a wear indicator there to let you know when you've got to replace the blade. It's got an edge guide along the top there so you can see exactly where the blade's going into. Adjustability is here, so if you want to go for a really deep edge, set that wheel down like that. Alternatively, if you want to go for a really shallow one, pop the wheel right up and you're going to be cutting a lot shallower. This battery model is quite light. Now, I find it most effective when you run this wheel side along your pavement. I just find you get a much more consistent edge that way. Sometimes if I have to, I will put it on the grass though. And as I said, operation is just as simple as the safety switch for your thumb there, pull the trigger, and you're away. I'll generally use this thing when I'm setting an edge, meaning, you know, the edge might be a little bit overgrown, we've got to chew it out a bit. That's when it's going to be a lot harder on your line trimmer. So either then, or if I'm doing long runs of edging. So in either of those scenarios, that's where I think they really shine. If you're on a small domestic, 400, 450 square meter block, probably not going to be the machine for you. It would be overkill. Having said that, as a lawn enthusiast, I did buy one on a 350 square meter townhouse block. But as I said, I like nice things. Now, this is Adam's first go at battery equipment. Like I said before, you can buy this as a skin. They're also introducing a blower, which will run on the same battery, as well as a bent shaft line trimmer, which is a bit of an odd decision for me, but it'll be interesting to see what the market's like for that. And also a garden tiller that runs on these batteries as well. I'm yet to fully deplete one of these batteries because I just don't use it back to back to back to back enough to be draining the battery. So you're going to get through any small, medium, large domestic block with ease with a 5 amp hour battery, in my opinion. But they do have a couple of little annoyances that I think it's only fair to tell you about. As I said, overall, I do like the product and have used my own money to buy them. First annoyance is, while it's very ergonomic to use, it's a bit of a nightmare to store. Like, it's definitely not compact, takes up a lot of space, especially if you've got a mobile lawn care setup or something. Again, this is a domestic unit, so you're going to be storing it in the garage somewhere. Now, I've overcome that just by storing them on my trimmer racks like that. They do take up a bit of space, but it's effective. Yes, I'm aware that's blocking that door, but I never open that. Now, the other annoyance for me, if there is a fair bit of moisture in the dirt and you're digging out a thick overgrown edge, it can tend to cake in this guard here. Obviously that guard's protecting you from getting blasted with all that stuff, but sometimes it can cake in there and you've sort of got to get something in there to scrape it out. Again, that's more when there's a bit of moisture in the ground. Apart from that, not much you can really fault about it. It does its job really well. Now, the other gripe people will probably have is price. This is a premium item. You're talking $869 as a kit I'm talking this skin, 5 amp hour battery and the charger. You can go down to $769 if you get a 2.5 amp hour battery. So it is really premium pricing there, and absolutely there are some cheaper options out there as far as battery trimmers go, but they will not be built as well as this thing, I can guarantee you that. Anyway, enough of me talking, let's show it in action, destroying some edges.